Welcome to Introduction to E-commerce. Today we are going to learn chapter B2B E-commerce. So there are two objectives we have to go through by today. First one is to discuss the evolution about growth of B2B E-commerce as well as its potential benefits and challenges. Second, to understand how procurements and supply chain related to B2B E-commerce. The trend in B2B E-commerce, flexibility, growing emphasis and rapid response and optimal supply chains. B2B e-distributor adopt market and sales technique of consumer e-commerce company. Supply chains visibility is in real time. Of course, it's supported by socials and mobile e-commerce to form customer intimacy. And of course, they are supported by cloud computing and big data and broad use of business analytics and some of the Internet of Things IoT and accountable and sustainable supply chain. So, basic definition on B2B commerce, all types of computer enabled in the firm's trade. Before Internet, B2B transactions call for trade or procurement process. B2B e-commerce, the portion of B2B commerce enabled by the Internet. Supply chain organizations, people, business, process, technology, information required to produce product efficiency, often global. The leveragings of B2B e-commerce, automated orders entry system, seller side solution, EDI, electronic data interchange, buyer side solution, hub and spoke system, and serve vertical markets. B2B e-commerce website, Net Marketplace, private industry network. So this chart illustrated evolutions of the use of technology platform in B2B commerce. So we can see that it started from 1970 until 2050, and they are from automated order entry system evolved to EDI, and then B2B website, private industry network, net marketplace, social networks, and the mobile apps. The growth of B2B e-commerce. B2B e-commerce will grow to 43% of total US inter-firm trade by 2019. Private industrial network continue to play dominant role in B2B. Non-EDI B2B e-commerce most rapidly grow type of e-commerce. EDI continue as a workhorse for B2B commerce. So the diagram illustrated the growth of B2B e-commerce 2010 until 2019. The sales measurements in trillions dollars. So industry forecast. Not all industries similarly affected by B2B e-commerce. Not all industry would benefit equally. Factors influence move to e-commerce. Significant utilization of EDI. Second reason, large investment in IT and internet infrastructures. The third factor, market concentrate on purchasing or selling. There's a certain potential benefits by using B2B e-commerce. First, lower administrative costs, lower search costs for buyer, reduce inventory costs, lower transaction costs, increase production flexibility by ensuring just-in-time parts delivery, improve quality of product by increasing cooperations among buyer and seller, and it's also produce some benefits as well. Decreasing product cycle time, increase opportunity for collaboration, greater price transparency, increased visibility, real-time information sharing. However, some risk is posed by increased globalization and consolidations. The procurement process and the supply chains. Procurement process, two-way purchase material they need to make product. Step in procurement process, deciding who try buy from and what to pay. Completing transaction. Each step is composed of many business process and sub-activity requiring data to be recorded in seller, buyer, and shipper information system. So this diagram illustrated the procurement process. There are 7 steps. First one, search. Second, qualify. Number 3, negotiate. 4, purchase order. 5th, invoicing. 6, shipping. 7, remittance payment. So when they search, they will go through online medium, for example, catalog, internet, or maybe salesperson, brochure, telephone, and fax. And second, the quality. This will go through search, credit history, check with competitors, and telephone research. And number 3, research. Maybe they can go for pricing, credit item, escrow services, quality, and timing. Number 4, purchase order. Order product, initiates purchase order, enter into system, mail PO. Invoicing, receive PO, enter into finance system, enter in production system, send invoice, match with PO, internal review, enter into warehouse system. Number 6, enter shippers tracking system, ships goods, delivery goods, enter into tracking system. And finally, remittance payment, receive goods, enter ships document into warehouse system, verify and correct invoice, resend invoice, cut check, add corrected invoice to back office system. So this illustrated entire complete process for procurement. Types of procurement. Firms purchase 2 types of goods: direct goods, integrally involved into productions process; indirect goods, all goods not directly involved into production process. Firms use 2 methods to purchase: contract purchase, involve long-term written agreement to purchase specified products with agreed upon terms and quantity; spot purchase, involve purchase of goods based on immediate needs in large markets space that involve many suppliers. Type of procurement. Procurement is highly information intensive and labor intensive. Require managing information among many corporate systems. Involve over 1 million US workers. Purchasing managers, key player in procurement process, key decisions maker for adoption of B2B E-commerce solution. Multi-tier supply chain is complex series of transactions between firms and thousands of suppliers supplying thousands of goods. They also facing some challenges and difficulty. For example, supply chain visibility, demand forecast, production schedule, order management, and logistic management. And you can see that there are some the multi-tier supply chain. So they have tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. The tier 3 is listing about the industry or manufacturers. The second tier is about the e-distributor, and lastly tier 1 is about the sales center, and lastly the buyer. The role of existing legacy computer system. Legacy computer system, generally order mainframe and microcomputer system, used to manage key business process within firm. Second, enterprise system, corporate wide support control all aspects of production including procurement, finance, and human resource. The next is about the electronic data interchange. It's a communications protocol for exchanging documents amongst computers. Each industry has their own standard. It is developed in 1970 and 80 to automate exchange and reduce costs and error in purchasing order, shipping document, and more. Today provide for more exchange of critical business information within computer application, support wide range of business process, suit to small set of strategy partner. So the evolutions of EDI as B2B Medium, suppliers computer purchase order payment to the firm computer, shipping notice, price involved is a document automated. Second step is document eliminations, suppliers computer production schedule, delivery schedule, and then to the firm computers, and payment schedule and shipping orders. And number 3 is continuous replenishment, supplier A, supplier B, supplier C, supplier D, production system, continuous replenishment, payment use, shipping data to the firm computer. Mobile B2B, mobile device increasing important in all aspects of B2B e-commerce, used in all phases of purchase process. Over 50% of B2B decision makers use mobile device to research product. Users increasingly expected B2B e-commerce site to be accessible from mobile device. Bring your own device policy, support channel, supply chain software, and network provider providing support for mobile platform. B2B in the cloud, cloud-based B2B system shift much of the expense of B2B system from firm to B2B network provider, data hub, or B2B platform. Cloud platform owners provide. So they have some components: computing, telecommunications capabilities, software, connectivity, data cleansing and quality, file storage, network effect, cost breakout over all members. Cloud-based solution can be implemented rapidly. Social networks and B2B. Social networks can provide personal connected that can help decisions making in supply chains. For example, TrackSpace, Dell, YouTube channels. Example, Cisco Facebook page for products campaign for business client. Net Marketplace. Ways to classic Net Marketplace. Pricing mechanism, nature of market serve, ownerships by business, functionality, what business buy, direct or indirect goods, how business buy, spot purchase versus long-term purchase, 4 main types: e-distributor, e-procurement, exchanges, industry, consortia. So there are 4 quadrants about the pure types of net marketplace. So spotting purchase, indirect input, there are 2 players: Grainer, Amazon Supply. Spotting purchase, direct inputs, independent exchange, for example, Power Source Online, Go to Paper. Long-term sourcing, indirect input, Ariba Supply Network. Long-term sourcing, direct inputs, industry consortia, supply on the stream. So the markets from horizontal markets communicate with vertical markets. E-distributor, most common type of marketplace, electronic catalog representing product of thousands of direct manufacturers. Types: independently owned intermediaries. Offers industrial customer single source to purchase indirect goods on spot basis, typically horizontal, usually fixed price discount for large customer. For example, W.W, Grainer. So this diagram illustrated the e-distributor. So on the left hand side is the supplier, on the right hand side is the buyer. So the e-distributor online catalog as the intermediary do matching between suppliers and buyer. E-procurement Net Marketplace, independently owned intermediary. connected hundreds of supply of indirect goods. Firm pay fees to join markets, long-term contractual purchase of indirect goods, revenue from transaction fees, licensing, consultation service, and software network fees. Offer value chain management service, many-to-many market, for example, Ariba. So this diagram illustrated e-procurement next page. On the left hand side is a supply catalog, and then go to the next level is value added procurement service, and then at the middle level is the e-procurement net markets, and then they go through value added selling services, and finally to reach buyer firm. The next topic is about exchange. Independently owned by online markets, is connected with 100 to 1000 of supplier and buyer in dynamic real-time environment. Vertical market spot purchase in single industry. They are charged commission fees on transaction. Variety of pricing model tend to be buyer-based. Buyers supply disadvantages by competition. Many have failed due to low liquidity. So on the top layer is about the buyer firms, and the middle layer is electronic marketplace, and the bottom layer is a supplier from industry. Industry Consortia. Industry own vertical markets. Purchase of direct input from set of invited participants. Emphasize long-term contractual purchasing, stable relationship, create data standard. Ultimate objective: unifications of supply chain with entire industry through common networks and computing platform. Revenue from transactions and subscription fees. Many different pricing mechanisms can force suppliers to use consortia networks. So from the top layers, this is the diagram. It illustrated the industry consortia. It's about the buyers from the top layers. Go to the second layers, value added supply chain service, and the middle level is the vertical industry consortia, and the fourth layer is value added transaction, and the last layer is about the suppliers. It's about the relationships between the suppliers and the buyer. And the next is about the private industry network. Private trading exchange, aka PTXS, web-enabled network for coordinations of transactional business process, collaborative commerce, direct design of EDI, close tie to ERP system, and manufacturing and support industry. They are single large manufacturing firm sponsor network, range in scope from single firm to entire industry. For example, Porter and Gamble, PNG. So this diagram illustrated PNG private industry network. On the left hand side is the supplier, manufacturers connected to the Porter and Gamble's. And the middle layers is distribute through a Spartan store. After that, reach a retailer JCPenney, and finally reach customer. So the private industry network, the objective is to efficient purchasing and selling industry-wide, increasing supply chain visibility, closer buyer relations, supplier relationships, global scale, focus on continuous business process, typically focus on single sponsor company that own the network. And private industry network and collaborative commerce, form of collaboration, collaborative resource planning, forecasting, and replenishment, CPFR, demand change visibility, marketing coordinations and product design, can ensure product fulfill claims of marketing, feedbacks enable closed loop market. So the diagram illustrated pieces of collaborative commerce puzzle. So it's included industry-wide collaborative resource planning, forecast, and replenishment. Second, supply chain visibility, demand change visibility, market coordinations, and product design. And in order to implement, they also have certain barriers. So first, concerns about sharings of the proprietary sensitive data, integrations of private industry network into existing ERP system and EDI networks difficulty because the price is very expensive. Also require change in mindset and behavior of employee and suppliers. All participants lose some independence. Thank you.